Welcome back to AP Statistics Summer Workshop. In the last video, we learned how to put data into a list. And in this video, we're going to learn to find the mean and the median of that list. Now, in our previous math classes, we learned that to find a mean, which is the same thing as an average of a list of numbers, you simply add all the numbers together and divide by the number of numbers. And I'm going to show you that method first. So if you hit second, quit, that'll bring us to our main display. If you hit second stat, we can take a sum. If you hit second stat math, we can take a sum of a list. So we can actually add them together quite quickly once they're entered into our list. I'm going to show you those commands one more time. If you have your display window, hit second stat, brings you to this menu. You're going to arrow over to the right to math, and one of your functions there is a sum. So arrow down to a 5. We're going to take a sum of list 1. To find the sum of list 1, you hit your secondary function key and hit key 1. Because notice the secondary function of key 1 is list 1. So you're going to hit secondary function 1, and it'll put list 1 in there, close it with the parentheses, and hit enter. And that'll give you the sum of all those data observations in list 1. And now we know that we had a total of 14 observations, so if we divide this by 14, we can find the mean. And the mean is about 14.4. Let's see if the calculator can do anything here to speed up our work a little bit. It actually does. If you hit your stat key, come over to calculate, in other words, right arrow to calculate. So I hit stat, then arrowed over to calculate. One of my functions here is a one variable statistic. If you highlight function 1, hit enter, if we do a one variable statistic on list 1, we have to put in a secondary function 1, and that'll tell us that we want to do a one variable statistic summary of list 1, and hit enter. Notice that one of the items that it provides for me is X bar. This symbol right here, X with a bar over it. In statistics, we refer to as X bar. X bar is synonymous with the mean. And notice, this is the same mean we got when we added all the items together and divided by 14. Also in our one var stat, if you use your arrow down key, let me zoom out for you a little bit so you can see what buttons I'm pushing. If you scroll down by hitting arrow down, notice one of the items it will provide for you is the median. Now, to find the median manually, you have to take the list and arrange the list from least to greatest. And if you do that, I did it. In fact, I did do it for you on the worksheet. But let me show you the fastest way to arrange the data from least to greatest. Let's quit this. Hit second quit. I'm sorry, clear that out. And then hit stat. And one of the items here is sort A. That means it'll sort your data in ascending order. In other words, from least to greatest. So if you arrow down to 2 and hit enter, we can sort ascending list 1. So I hit, let me slow down for you. I'll do this for you one more time. If you hit stat, arrow down to sort A, hit enter. We can command the calculator to sort in ascending order list 1. We're going to remind you to put a list 1 in here. You hit secondary function key and key 1. Close it with a parentheses and hit enter, and it tells you that it's done. So now, if you go to your list and look at your list, it will be arranged from least to greatest for you. So let's do that. To go to our list, we hit stat, edit, and in list 1, notice now, all those items are arranged from least to greatest. If you arrow down, you can see that They are arranged in ascending order, just as you commanded the calculator to do. And then we had 14 items in our list, and that means that item 7 and item 8 those are going to be our two middle observations. Item 7 is a 14, item 8 is a 15. So that means if I wanted to manually determine my median, I would take 14 plus 15 and divide it by 2, which would give me 14.5. So I could do that manually, or let's go back to stat, calc, 1var stat, and let's do a 1var stat on list 1 again. To put in the list 1, I hit secondary function, key 1, hit enter. Notice it gave me the mean, which we figured manually, and the calculator gave us the same value as we got when we did it manually. But if we arrow down, the median provided is 14.5, and that's exactly what we got when we did it manually. So in this video, we've learned how to maximize the use of our calculator to give us a quick display of the median of a list and the mean of a list. And we also learned that X bar is a statistical symbol for mean. So remember, this is very important, guys. X bar is synonymous with mean. All right, thank you. And take a break and then take a look at the next video.